Hey everyone, I'm Hannah and welcome to my June monthly thrift haul video where I'm going to show you everything I thrifted in the month of June. And this haul is kind of a big deal. There's a lot of stuff. I think that this is probably one of the biggest thrift hauls I've ever had. So let's take a look. First, I've got a few paper products. First one is this really rad ice cream print gift wrap. Next is this delightfully 90s Barbie gift wrap. And then I kind of got lost in a thrift store and I happened upon their vintage section and I found a special issue of Life magazine, the year in 1986. I don't particularly collect Life magazine, I find it kind of boring, but I have the year in pictures 1988 and I really like the wrap-up issue because then you just get all of the stories from that year. Great hit of pop culture. And I was surprised that even though it was with antique vintage stuff, it was only 50 cents. Next, the reason that this haul is so big is I did a lot of thrifting. Or not necessarily thrifting, but just secondhand shopping. I went to garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, big stores like Goodwill, and small stores like, the volunteer run shops. I went to 3 different states, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, antique stores, everywhere. I think that's the main reason why I have so much stuff and also why the prices are going to seem really different from one another. On that note, I went to an estate sale and it was like a true estate sale where you got to walk around the house. I've been to a few lately where they just say estate, but it's just stuff in the driveway. So this true estate sale, you could literally just pick whatever you wanted. And they had this maybe framed mirror in the basement. I didn't like the mirror, but wrapped around it were these parrot lights. So I took the lights off because I didn't want the mirror, and then they had to sell them to me. It's kind of like the state that Toys R Us is in, where you could just walk in and literally take something off the wall and they have to sell it to you. I have a lot of stuff, as I already mentioned, and I'm gonna kind of skip around. Going with the estate sale, there was something else at the estate sale. So this was an estate sale that was old people. But something found its way into the old lady's closet, and they were a pair of brand new purple high-top Converse sneakers. Oh, I should mention they're made of felt. Similar to the lights, when I brought these up to pay for them, the woman running the sale was kind of confused. She's like, where did you find those? And there was just a set price on shoes at $2. So they had to give me the shoes for $2. They couldn't jack up the price because they were brand new or anything, or because they had no idea where I found them. So these are now the second pair of Converse sneakers that I own, and one heck of a deal. And speaking of Converse sneakers, these are my third Converse sneakers. For the last few years, I've been unconsciously trying to find Converse sneakers at the thrift store, especially high tops, like the purple ones. But I found these ones. These ones were actually $8, and they're a little scuffed up. What even? But they came from a St. Vincent's de Paul, which, depending on where you live, sometimes they can be kind of pricey, and this one is very pricey. And in case you can't tell, these are like a silvery metallic knit. And the funny thing is, so now I own 3 pairs of Converse sneakers. Absolutely none of them are the same size. So I now have trust issues with the sizing on Converse sneakers. I know Converse is notorious for having some unisex sizing or something, but how is it that none of them are the same size, but they all fit my size 11 foot? I kind of feel like Cinderella. I better pick up the pace if I'm going to show you guys everything. So next I have a couple books. They're all the Babysitter's Little Sister series. One of these days I'm going to make a video where you guys can see my Babysitter's Club collection because I have every book from the original series. And I'm hesitantly getting into the Little Sister series. I like them because they're about Karen, and Karen loves cats, if you can't tell. But at the same time, it's another series to collect. But my rule is that I can only collect them in order, that way I won't get overwhelmed with trying to collect them. Then I have a few cassettes. I've got the Grease original movie soundtrack. I've never officially seen the movie Grease, but it's just one of those soundtracks where you pretty much just know the songs because of pop culture. Britney Spears, Tina Turner, Cheap Trick. Then I finally found a Pat Benatar cassette. When I was a teenager, I got Live from Earth, and that's literally the only Pat Benatar I've ever owned until now, which is too bad because I really like her, and as I'll mention later, I got to see her this month in person, in the front row. Yeah, we'll discuss. And the last cassette that I found is Journey, Raised on Radio, which I'm excited to say that I get to see Steve Augeri and Journey this summer. My brother Ethan and his band, The Unusuals, are going to be opening for Journey at the Greene County Fair in just a few weeks. I'm pretty freaking excited. My mom's always had this story of how she got to hang out with the band Styx before they were actually a band. She said it just happened one time, she got to hang out with Styx, but now my brother gets to say that him and his band are opening for Journey, which is way better. Sorry, Mom. In other music-related items, I got some CDs. First is Wham! Make It Big, which I have been looking for forever. Then on a completely opposite spectrum, we have Miley Cyrus Bangers. Next is The X-Files, the album, which, much to my dismay, is not Mulder and Scully rapping. Then I've got some classic Destiny's Child. The best of the Pointer Sisters, which is all the best. We've got Fergie the Duchess. And lastly, Aaron Carter Most Requested Hits. And actually, the day that I found this, I also found a clothing item that they have to be shown together. It's an Aaron Carter t-shirt. So I'm assuming that someone decided not to be an Aaron Carter fan anymore. So now I am. Moving right along, I really scored with some board games. First is the game In a Pickle, which I've actually never played, but I'm planning to take it to my next group board game night, and I'm going to make my friends learn how to play it with me. Speaking of my board game friends, we recently played a new game. It was called the Logo board game. Somebody else had brought it, but for some reason, I aced it. Like, I was raised on TV, so apparently like all of that advertising has just sunk into my brain over the years. So I saw this at a garage sale, I was like, yes, I have to get it so I can win again. Now, I love a good party game, and I saw this one at the store. It's called What the Face, and already the box made me laugh, so I'm like, this is gonna be a good one. It's just a whole game of judging people based on their appearances without them knowing it. I love it! Next, this is not a game, but my sister and I finally got to go thrifting, which I feel like never happens, and she saw this for me, and she's like, do you want it? And I'm like, yes! It's a girl talk puzzle, and it's just all of the boys. All of the ridiculously old-looking teenage boys. Oh my goodness, I already have one girl talk puzzle, and I really like it a lot, and I'm very excited to add this one to my collection. Is it sad that I actually know all of their fake names? And then I have two more games that my sister also found, so she must have been my good luck charm. We were both looking at games together, and she happened to spot them before me. So she found the Wrestling Challenge game. I'll put this on my shoulder like a boombox. So this is a 1990 board game based on the Wrestling Federation. We've got, you know, Mr. Perfect, Hulk Hogan, and other people. And then right next to it is the New Kids on the Block game. I can't wait to hang out with someone and play this. And my sister and I assumed that because they're like the exact same games, both from 1990, like the same concept of the game, we're guessing that they probably had the same owner, and now they get to have the same owner again. So big thank you to my sister for helping me find these. Next, you can't see this, so you're just gonna have to take my word that it is what it is. This is a very cute vintage strawberry shortcake pin. I'll admit I never saw strawberry shortcake. I was not a strawberry shortcake kind of person, but when I was a kid, my great grandma had a whole lineup of the strawberry shortcake dolls and My Little Ponies. So I have fond memories of playing with the dolls and making up my own stories. So I feel like in some way I connect to strawberry shortcake. But I spotted this at a garage sale for 25 cents and I thought I'd be stupid not to buy it. Whether I'm gonna wear it for myself or maybe pass it on to a friend. I mean, I do wear pins. It's just so sweet. As I mentioned earlier, I got to see Pat Benatar, so now it's the part of the video where we're just gonna talk about Pat Benatar and how amazing she is. No, actually, I wrote an entire post on theoutfitrepeater.com all about my experience seeing Pat Benatar. I also got to see Steppenwolf and Night Ranger, and they were amazing. I will have a link in the description box if you want to read the entire post, because it's also a little bit of a city guide to Dubuque, Iowa. It's a beautiful little town. Well, not quite little, but it's a beautiful town, and I would highly recommend checking it out if you live nearby and you're curious about it. In the post, you can see what I wore. I'm also going to show you that I thrifted it, and then I also did thrifting in Dubuque, and I'm going to show you what I found there. So what I wore to see Pat Benatar is this really cool leopard print maxi dress, and it has like thigh-high slits, and I wasn't aware that one of the slits was going a little higher. So I did a lot of walking around Dubuque, and all of a sudden I thought, my thigh feels really breezy. So I had to run into a drugstore and grab an emergency sewing kit, and then my mom helped me sew it up, so I didn't flash any strangers. I actually spent a really long time trying to find the perfect dress because I knew that I was going to be right in front of Pat Benatar and I wanted to impress her with what I was wearing, even though she probably couldn't see me. I kind of associate animal prints and slinky things with her, so I couldn't find anything in traditional thrift stores, so I actually turned to ThredUp, which is an online consignment store, and that is actually where I found this. And I have a few more things that I'll show you that I also found at ThredUp this month. Not sponsored, I just find it really convenient to find like dream items on there. It's just faster than spending years at a thrift store. That's what I wore. Now here's what I found. I went to a couple thrift stores in Dubuque and I mentioned them in the post, so if you want to find out where I went. But the place where I actually found some stuff was at the Dubuque Missions Thrift. They had some sort of dollar sale. I wasn't really clear on prices on a lot of things. I was just taking a chance on what I bought. So I got this red purse, which is on my thrifting wish list. And I love that it's Gitano, which is like one of my favorite 80s brands to thrift. It's right up there with like Contempo Casual. So I've been looking for a small red purse, and best of all, this one has a mirror. I'm often wearing lipstick and I carry like my lipstick and a mirror in a bag, so this is perfect because now I cut out carrying one thing. And the other thing I found in their bargain basement is this blue jumpsuit. It's eerily close to a black jumpsuit that I have, and I love. I wear that black jumpsuit at least once a month. It's a little harder to wear it in the summer months because it is sort of a thicker material. And this one is like really light. It's like nylon or whatever. It's by the brand D California, and I find it delightful. Can I just mention Pat Benatar one more time? Okay, so she looked amazing. Her stage wardrobe was a pair of like liquid leggings, and I just happened to find a pair of liquid leggings. I found these at a free community closet. I actually found them before the concert, but they weren't gonna fit in with the idea that I already had in my mind of the maxi dress. But if you read my concert recap post, you'll find that the concert got cut short. So Pat invited us all to see her again. Somehow. I don't know. So if I ever get to see her again, I will definitely wear these liquid leggings. Also at the free community closet, a few other free items of clothing. I found this red striped hang top. Almost called it a turtleneck. So one side it's these really thick red stripes, and the other side it's the thin red stripes. And if you saw my video, it was a couple videos ago, the one where I unboxed summer clothing, I had so many red striped items. So now here's one more. And I also happened to find a pair of jeans, which I've been looking for quite a while, and I realized in the try-on photo that you're seeing, I look like Weird Al. Deal with it. Almost every month I talk about a nearby Goodwill that does a clothing sale at the end of the month where all the clothes are $1.50, and I barely made it to this one. Unfortunately, I ended up getting really sick on the Tuesday that it happened, but I just kept trying to get healthy. I'm like, the sale, and then I made it. I made it to the sale. So I have a few things, a few items of clothing that I got for $1.50. The first are a pair of denim shorts. There's really nothing spectacular about them. It's just that I needed a pair because my other pair got too big. That's about it. Next, I got a pink crop top, which I know I've talked about crop tops and how much I don't want them, I don't need them. Crop tops are so out, and then I go and I buy one. It's backwards. Let me show you the front. Funny story, so I have two pairs of pants that are both like high-waisted, and they look really good with crop tops. But my problem is, I've gotten rid of all my crop tops. So now I'm actively looking for crop tops again. I like this one because it reminds me of my very favorite pink t-shirt, and it had a cool little detail how it looks like a little tie-up, which is such like an 80s, 90s thing. Just a good basic. The next nifty $1.50 item I found is this black and white striped Old Navy dress, tunic. I'm not quite sure. Honestly, when I put it on, it felt like a nightgown. And also, I didn't notice this when I tried it on, but it still had new tags, and it doesn't say anything about sleepwear, so I guess it really is just a long sleeve top thing. I mean, I like it nonetheless. It's really soft and comfortable. And stripes. And the final item that I got for $1.50 is this perfect cat shirt. Okay, but it's not entirely perfect. It has this really weird back, and you're gonna see it in the try-on photo next to me. It's like, looks like a cat shredded up, but it's string. I don't know what they were going for with this shirt. So I'm probably gonna cut those because I don't like that detail. Sorry to whoever designed it. But otherwise, I really like the shirt, and it's a great addition to my growing cat clothing collection. So that was the last thing that I got from that particular Goodwill sale. I still have an entire stack of clothes that came from other places. So the next place I went to was a garage sale. And I picked up this really pretty pastel striped top. And what stood out to me is the sleeves, which you'll see in the try-on photo. They're kind of like this little string ruche situation. I thought it was really pretty. And also at the sale, they had this whole stack of like vintage tube tops, I want to say from the late 70s, early 80s. But I've never seen vintage tube tops in person, and they were just fascinating to me. So after I bought this shirt, a couple days later, the sale was still going, and I couldn't get the tube tops out of my mind. So I went back and I bought 2 of the tube tops. The woman was really trying to push me on buying the whole stack, but I'm like, what am I gonna do with a stack of tube tops? Like, I'm not even a tube top person. But like I said, something about them just spoke to me, I think because I've never seen them before, and they're such an iconic 70s wardrobe item. I had to get them, had to do it. Oh well. And then I went to another garage sale and I didn't find anything. That's a great story to tell. I just didn't find anything at that garage sale. No, they had a free box sitting out, and I was digging through it, and I came across another ugly shirt. Longtime viewers might remember, I don't know, what was it, 2-3 years ago, I found a set of shirts that looked like this, and I dubbed them the ugly shirts, even though I really adore them. I am totally into the tacky. So this one looks almost identical to one of them that I have, except for this back detailing is different. It has more of a small floral. I don't know, it has like very small differences. And it's actually a completely different brand. This is by the brand Judy Knapp California. So in some weird way, this must have been a trendy thing that designers were ripping off. I don't know. Next, I have those thread-up items that I was talking about. So while I love the convenience of being able to find like exactly what I'm looking for on thread-up, I just want you to know that it's still not a perfect process, and even though I did find a few things, I sent back a ton of things this month. Like, there was a lot of things that just weren't working for me. And I'll be honest, a lot of times it's because they don't have measurements, and I really wish that they had more detailed measurements. So I think I would have a lot less buying mistakes if there was better measurements. But I did find a few things that worked. So the first thing is this little blush colored skirt, which unfortunately I'm trying to find more of a beige or tan skirt, and when this showed up I was like, that is too pink. And unfortunately it was a final sale item, so I couldn't send it back, so now it's just mine. It's not that I don't like it, it's just not, you know, the color I had in mind, but I'm gonna make it work. The next thread-up item I found are these really saturated pink shorts. And it was really funny. If you've ever sold to thread-up, which I've done a lot, and I'm actually working on a post right now for the Outfit Repeater that will talk about my experience selling to them, because that's something you guys ask me a lot. But anyway, so if you sell to them, you know that they have very high standards. They mention a lot that things have to be clean, new, in season, blah, blah, blah. You know, they are inspected very carefully. For some reason, I think that these shorts were not part of that inspection, because as soon as I put them on, I put my hand in the pocket, I pulled out a gum wrapper. And then later I tried them on for another thing, and I put my hand in the other pocket, and I pulled out a cellophane candy wrapper. And I'm like, who inspected these shorts and let candy wrappers get in them? It's not a problem. Some people might find it gross to find used candy wrappers in their pockets, but I kind of just thought the whole thing was funny. And the last thread-up item I found is this really breezy yellow and cream striped collared tunic. Yeah, it kind of looks like a circus tent, but after looking at everything in this haul, do you think I care? No, I don't think so. We are on the final 5 items. So one of the final 5 items is this gray t-shirt. You know what? I think I should just put this on. It'll give you the effect better. That quick change was a pizza cake. Sorry, not sorry for being cheesy. So like I said, it's easier if you can actually like see the shirt. So we have a pizza pocket, and then inside it's all pizza. I didn't even know this kind of shirt existed, but the thrift store really delivered for me. What? I'm in my outfit again. I must be a really good time traveler, which is why I picked up this Back to the Future t-shirt. Of course I love the movie Back to the Future where they get to travel back to 1985. Well, that's not a very good description of the plot, but I don't actively try to collect Back to the Future stuff, but for some reason it keeps finding me at thrift stores. I'm okay with this. Something I do actively search for is swimsuits, and I'm actually going to be writing a post about this on the Outfit Repeater. I feel like you guys should just follow theoutfitrepeater.com because I write a lot of cool stuff that you might be interested in. So I'm looking for swimwear, and I found this bikini top. I have one of the high-waisted bikinis that you probably saw me unbox in that summer clothing unboxing video a few videos back. Gonna shout out to my video again. This is a really sweet little top. It has a black base and then hot pink and like neon green watermelons. No try-on, just in case perverts are watching this video. Another thing that I've been searching for a very long time, and you might have seen it on my thrifting wish list, I've been looking for 80s pajamas, like the ones where it looks like a baseball t-shirt kind of thing. I had one when I was a teenager in the 2000s, but you know, as my style changed, I got rid of it. And of course now at 27, I really regret that. So this shirt that I found looks nothing like what I'm looking for, but it's close because it is a 1980s sleep shirt and it's by the brand Esprit. I've never really been sure how to say it. So it kind of looks like an actual baseball uniform, and it even has baseball people on the back. My brother loves baseball. He's gonna hate that I'm just calling them baseball people. But it's just got that perfect slouchy 80s-ness that I've been looking for, and I dig it. The frame might look a little different because this haul is so long, I just killed a fresh camera battery. That's how long I've been sitting here. Okay, I was about to tell you the last item that I got is a leopard print coat. I used to look for a leopard print coat because I had this like dream one in my head, and I ended up finding it on Poshmark. I've had it a few years, I love it. So this is not to replace that one at all, no. Anyways, I saw this one across the room at a thrift store, and I could just tell that I loved the look of the leopard, and I tried it on and it fit me perfectly because it's more of the fitted coat, and it has the belt, which just looks like a cat tail right now. There's a lot of cats in this thrift haul. I just thought it might be a nice alternative if I don't feel like wearing like the shell style leopard print. I can wear more of the fitted leopard print. And I found it at a thrift store that was having a store-wide half off sale, so it was half off, $8, so it was only $4, and I felt like that was just destiny to get it. I don't even know what to say. This was such a big haul. I think I ran out of words. I'll see you next month. No, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the content that I create, whether it's here on YouTube or on the Outfit Repeater, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, then go ahead and support me by giving a like, following, sharing my content with your friends. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I will see you in my next video, and in the meantime, be excellent to each other.